This is the Group Sales Power Hour. I have not been with you. It's probably been 3 weeks. You know, I try to do these every other week. But I was on vacation. Hence the hat. If you haven't already guessed, if we're not Facebook friends on my personal Facebook page, Stuart Royco, then you may be wondering why is he wearing a hat and where did he go on vacation? Well, I went on an 8-day, 7-night sailing cruise on board a 50-foot catamaran that we chartered. No, we didn't hire a captain. The captain of our boat was Captain Mike Marshall. You guys know Mike, right? Well, he invited Kimberly and I to do this. We did a pre and post in St. Thomas, and then we ferried to Tortola, where our catamaran was, a brand new boat, the Leopard 50, and it was just amazing. So it's good to be back in the hot seat here. I'm going to try my best to focus and get to work. I've got a list of stuff that was sent in. I am going to start off with some slides and some training. And if you are an invited guest here, welcome. Thanks for being here. I put a little note in the Group Sales Success Summit. And the way this works, friends, is that I am going to start off with some training. And I will then address your questions, your issues, your challenges. If you've got a good news story, share it, type it. If you've got a bad news story, share it, type it, because this is an interactive coaching session, and my agenda is your agenda. So go ahead and start typing. And my boot campers, welcome back. Thank you very, very much for being here. Thanks for giving me 3 weeks this time in between sessions versus 2. Let me think what else here. If you are a guest, by the way, it's your first time here, go ahead and type it in and let me know. And one final housekeeping note. If you are bold and courageous and you want me to turn your microphone on so we can hear your beautiful voice, I'll even turn your camera on, only if you want, then let me know too. And I'll let you know when I'm going to do it. I'll unmute you, you unmute you, and we can have a conversation. So you're not just hearing my voice. All right, so let me just close that window. Let me go to the question box and give a final welcome to everyone in. Hello, Leslie. Thank you. You love my hat. Well, I appreciate that. This is my Gilligan hat. This is my sailing hat that I wore. I wear up in my lake, but I also wore it on our catamaran. And I will take it off eventually. But when I take it off, that means vacation's over. So I haven't taken it off in 4 days. It's not leaving my head. I want to go back to the British Virgin Isles, right? All right, let me just share my screen here. And if you'd be so kind, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd be so kind to confirm you can see the screen, can somebody just say, hey, yes, Stu, we can see the screen. I just want to make sure. There we go. OK's here. I'm working on joining forces. Okay. I'm working on joining forces with another agency in town. My backup should be there in an emergency or I'm out of town. That's exciting for you, Kay. I'm very excited. Hold on, we're going to back talk to you. But can you see the screen? Yes. Hey, Aaron. Welcome, Aaron. Okay, so first I want to start off with this story, a very quick story. Something I learned so much on this catamaran trip. You know, when we go on a cruise vacation, we're on these big ships, and rarely do we get to see the bridge. Certainly, if you take a tour, yes, but not when the boat is operating. But you know, if you've ever been up there, I'm sure most of you have been up to take the bridge tours, right? And you see a bazillion controls, and you see a whole crew, and I don't know if you've ever given thought what it takes to navigate. Now, some of you are sailors. Some of you are boat captains. Let me know if you are. I'm very impressed. I am not. I can drive a car and I can drive a pontoon boat, which is relatively simple, but a sailboat I've never done before. And Captain Mike, he taught us all. It was a crew of, we had 4 couples. We each had an individual stateroom with a private bath. And there are so many things I'd love to share, but this is a business coaching call. I want to share one important takeaway. And there's a picture of Mike and I there on the forward deck. Is that it's a big responsibility when we put our lives in the hands of Captain Mike. Now, this is the 9th time he's done it. I trust Mike. We all trusted Mike to navigate through the British Virgin Islands. And here's a picture of Frank. He was also part of our crew. And there they are looking at maps. They're studying maps. They're preparing. Mike didn't just show up and get behind the wheel and raise the jib and raise the mast, and we didn't just go. There was an enormous amount of prep and training. And Frank, he's really the first mate. Frank has done this too. And I was new. I was wearing my Gilligan hat and I was trained. So the thought I want to share with you, friends, is that the same level of trust and respect that we all gave to Mike and first mate Frank is the same level of trust and respect you need to earn from your clients, from your guests, from your unclients, the people who booked with you and they haven't rebooked again. Well, they're an unclient. You've heard me say that's all of the concept. You need to establish this, because the highest, this, friends, the highest level of accolade, the highest level of trust, of integrity you can earn as a small business owner is when somebody comes back to buy again. Is when somebody refers a friend or a family member to you. You have earned enough trust where, yeah, you can step on that boat and you can travel miles and miles and miles out in the middle of the Caribbean Sea and trust this guy because he's done it before. He's an expert and he's going to take good care of us. And that's exactly what you want your client to say of you. Yeah, you need to call Nancy, Lucy, Lori, Leslie, Ramona, Julia. Oh, we got 2 Julias. Aaron, Elise, Craig, Antoinette. So many of you are on this call right now. Sharon, I go through all the names here. Scott, what are you doing to earn that? Unfortunately, when you know what you're good for, you know what you're capable of, and then when that phone rings and we get all crazy that it's a shopper, right? Well, friends, you need to love that shopper, and you need to win them over. They don't know who the heck you are. You don't know who they are, but they're kicking your tires. And one way to start to build that trust and integrity so they have confidence and trust in you is share your experiences. Don't just say, I've been at agent for 30 years. Tell me how many vacations you've planned. How many times has Mike sailed BVIs? He had sailed it 8 times already. And as a captain, that's a lot, in addition to all the other trips he's taken and sailed and captained boats and even flies planes. So it's important, friends, that you demonstrate who you are, what you've done, what you're good for, why I should trust you to book this trip that I've been saving for 2 years. And if people don't know you, if they weren't referred to you, well, show me pictures on your Facebook site, on your website, not cookie cutter generic pictures that the cruise lines and tour operators provide to you, but real shots of you. There's me. Now, you don't want to hire me to captain your boat. I'm not that good. I'm not your captain. Now, as Seaman Stu, I can do the job. I can do it. I'm going to take my cap off now and fix my hair. I can do that. But if you're in that position, friends, and you want people to trust you, then show me what you've done. Show me the experience. And that picture before, when Mike was checking that map, he had been to coming out of Tortola before. He had been to Cooper Island, to Norman Island. He had been to Virgin Gorda, the Baths before, but you still, Leverick Bay, okay, which is on Virgin Gorda Island, but you still check the maps. Yeah. So make sure I know as my travel professional that you're checking up. Hey, what's going on in those islands, those ports that I need to know about? Are you staying up to speed on what that hotel is offering while I'm going to be there during my stay? It's one thing that you come for this training. It's another. Are you staying up to date, up to speed on those ports on that island? What's going on there that I need to know about? I'll be very impressed if you say, oh, listen, that weekend you're there, Amos Lee is in concert, which I happen to check. I think he's going to be at Palace Resorts in February. So I just wanted to share that with you so you can have experiences of a lifetime. The other thing I want to share with you is this. There's me and Kimberly. That's a picture of, oh my goodness, Bonnie and Roland. Bonnie and Roland own a little restaurant in St. Thomas, okay, where the ships come in. They own Bumpus Breakfast and Lunch. It's a little teeny restaurant up top there, right off the strip. You can see the ships from their porch. We took a picture of them because they've owned it for 31 years. Friends, when you're on a cruise vacation, this is a cruise vacation now, and you're visiting the ports, whether it's a real vacation, whether you're being the group leader, or whether you're on a fam trip, are you checking out some of the local digs? And if it looks like a real friendly, nice owner, if you like the food and you love it enough to recommend it to your guests, are you taking a picture with the owners? When we sailed to Anegada, which was Mike's big dream, Captain Mike, he had never conquered Anegada because it's an island almost completely surrounded in reef. And there are so many shipwrecks there, over 100 over the years. And this was his big challenge. We went in and we had dinner at Neptune's restaurant. I'm not going to show you that picture, but I took a picture we took a picture with the owners, okay, Pam and Mark. But imagine you go to all these ports, if you find a little store that you love, a little restaurant, a pub, a bar that you love, and there are friendly owners like this. Are you taking a picture and posting it so that when you sell a cruise and your people are going to St. Thomas, say, listen, I want you. Here's a picture of the owners of Bumpus. When you go there, tell them Stu sent you. Tell them Kim. Now, there's no way Bonnie and Roland are going to remember meeting us. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. You know, I talk to everybody, and I try to make friends with anybody and everybody. But are you doing stuff like that? That's the personal touch, friends. That will also help to build your integrity. People will trust you more because you've been there. You met the people. You ate the food. We had breakfast there, and it was divine. It was delicious. So I just wanted to share that. It's one thing that there's so many of you were just on board the inaugural of the Norwegian ship, the Encore, and you're taking beautiful pictures of the loungers. Some of you posted pictures. You took a picture with Andy Stuart. Cool. That's great. That's impressive. But when you're going on these trips and visiting ports, I strongly suggest that you take a picture visiting these sites showing you were there, because then you're more believable. I just wanted to share that, just a little tip. Let me just check the question board here. Then we're going to dive into training. And if you've got questions, issues, challenges, opportunities, bring it. And I'm going to give you a quick update on some other stuff. A lot going on here. Hold on here. Dawn's in the house. Thank you, Dawn. Nancy said, oh, good news. Nancy, I'm going to come back to that because Nancy's got an update for us on the group launch sequence. Okay, everyone's got good comments here. Yes, Dawn, that was Mrs. Cohen. She's lovely. Thank you. That's very sweet. That's Kimberly right there. Lori said, looks like the catamaran was booked through the moorings. Yes, it was a moorings. Nice boat. They seem to be a good company to promote. Absolutely. I'm talking a fabulous operation. They have showers you could use, a restaurant there, a very, very attentive crew. And they have every size ship manageable. And the 50 was a really nice, beautiful size, including a top deck. That was great. Dawn says, catamaran of the Virgin Islands sounds perfect. I'm formerly a sailor. I have a motorboat now, but I'm not a navigator. That takes real responsibility. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Dawn. Final note on this cruise, friends, is that when you're under motor and you leave the marina, you leave the port, And then the greatest joy, the greatest thrill is all the activity of when we need to raise the jib, raise the main mast. There's so many things that need to be done. And then the captain has to, watch the wind direction and which way we're going. But when those engines go off, there's silence. You don't hear cars, you don't hear horns, you don't hear airplanes, you don't hear anything but silence. And when that jib goes up, it's flapping around in the wind. And all of a sudden, it fills like a kite. It just catches. And then the wind pushes you in silence. It's really, really magical. Really magical. Okay, so here's the training I want to give you today, friends. It has nothing to do with being on a catamaran tour or anything like that. But I did a couple of keynotes at Nest Fest. I had a lot of travel. It was probably my best speaking season ever. And I'm going to give you a portion of that, one of the two keynotes, and this is on increasing group profits. I gave 13 golden tips, and I'm going to share one of them with you. This is tip number 6. And friends, in boot camp, some of this may be a reminder to you, but I can never remind you of this enough. It's about picking the right group leaders. And what I want to show you are the reasons why group leaders may have failed you. You've heard me say this before, because I hear this from you guys and gals all the time. Why did the group fail? The group leader let me down. Now, Scott and Hans and all of my friends and Nancy, you've been in here a lot, and Ramona, you probably know what my reply to that is. Well, it's not their job to hold you up. It's your job to hold them up. The group leader, they don't know what to do. But let me show you the 6 reasons why group leaders may have failed you. And perhaps I can save your next group from failure. Number 1, you tempted them with free travel. I can say this a million times and still agents will be like, oh, really? I thought that's the way you get groups. I thought that's the way you get group leaders. You give them free travel, right? And I'm here to tell you no. Because then their primary goal is free travel, and that's all they're going to be focused on. But Stuart, what if they ask for it? Okay, if that's what they want, if that's what's going to push their buttons, if that's what's going to get them motivated to do all the things you need them to do to make the group a success, well, fine. But it's not a gimme. It's not an automatic. It's not a guarantee. I mean, could you imagine if you were the VP of a sales force and the president said, here's the goals that we need to achieve this year in sales. Go make it happen. You're the VP of sales. You go out to your sales team, and what if you got 3 people or 100 people on your sales team? You say, hey, everybody, guess what? Here's our sales goals, and I'm going to guarantee your bonus, whether you hit or not. Well, you would never do that. You don't guarantee a sales bonus. Why would you guarantee something free? It has to be earned. The incentive has to be structured brilliantly. So they say, oh, okay, I can do that. And if they're not interested in earning it, you say sayonara, goodbye. The other reason why, number 2, the group leader may have failed you is because it took a lot to convince them to do the group. Now, I know everyone on this call right now, you're here because you have zeal for groups. And sometimes that zeal gets in the way of making good decisions about who will be a good group leader and who will be a bad group leader. Not a personal judgment. This is a business professional judgment. But if you're working real hard to convince them because you've got this great idea and they finally come around, okay, I'll do it. Well, they're doing it to solve your problem, which is you want to do a group, you want to use them, and you want to make some money. That's your problem, friends. You've heard me say this before. All groups must solve a problem, and it can't be yours. It needs to be theirs. So if you work too hard to convince them, oh, please do it, please do it, please do it, then they're only doing you a favor. They're not doing themselves a favor. If they're an organization leader, if they're a business owner, they've got to really have their own personal zeal. Your missions need to be aligned. And the number one goal of the group, friends, needs to be the same, a successful group. What defines a successful group? And it can't be travel free. Okay? It can't be the group leader saying, I want to do as little work as possible. Number 3, what if the group leader doesn't even want to travel with the group? They don't like cruising, or they can't go that time of the year, but they'll be glad to help you out. Well, I'm here to tell you, and this may be intuitive, but they're probably not vested in the event or the people. Because if they're a real group leader, that means they are highly influential. Therefore, they are highly respected because they are leaders. But if they don't want to go, then that tells the rest of the group that, okay, if they're not going, I don't need to go too. So it's important to make sure that they absolutely positively can't wait to go, because they need to share that enthusiasm naturally with the rest of the group, that they want to participate in the event and they want to be with the people. They want to hang with the people. And let me just go back to that for a second. Some of you are working on instructors. Some of you, right, to teach things. Some of you are working on chefs or publishers or artists, okay? They need to want to be with the people. Now, I know what you're saying, but what if they're a big shot celebrity and they have a security detail around them? Well, if you can get them to do it with you, that's fine. You know, you're taking a big risk there too. But for my money, I'd rather work with an artist, a group leader. You know, if they themselves are the person, the magnet, that they want to shake hands with the people, take pictures, sign autographs, integrate, engage with the people. Okay, the next reason why you may have had a group leader fail you is because they have busy schedules and they have no time for you. They delegate the tasks, all the marketing and all that, the posts and stuff and the emails. And the problem is the person they delegated to is also too busy. That's the last thing the administrative assistant or the VP or the HR person wants to do, is a project that they didn't sign up to do. So right off the bat, friends, if you're trying to communicate with this group leader and it's almost impossible to get them on the line, get her on the line, get email correspondence, get return calls, get those meetings, how do you think it's going to be when you go to launch? Friends, be real. Consider these options. As exciting as the concept may be, it may be a loser of a concept because you need a strong group leader. Next point is you thought the incentive was very generous, but they didn't want it, neither to care much about it. Now, this kind of goes back to the freebie before. Most of us have been led to believe, because the suppliers have been doing the same training for 1,000,000 years, we've been led to believe that it's the freebie that they want. Well, how do you know? How do you know? Don't mention a thing. Nothing. Friends, when you're negotiating, don't say a word. Let it happen organically. Let them say, what's in it for me? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. More than likely, they will. And you know what your answer to that is? What do you want? What do you want? What would be magical for you so that we can work together and it's a real incentive so that we can make this group a big success? Remember, that's what your objective is. And friends, it may not be free, because maybe they want it to go back to the guests who are participating in the group. Maybe they are so wealthy they don't need it free. You've heard me say that. Maybe they're not allowed to take anything free because it's an organization that prohibits them. So let the incentive happen organically. Let them tell you what their hot buttons are, what's going to get them excited. You may be blown away and surprised what they really want, what's going to excite them. For you, it might not be the magic button, the silver bullet, but for them it is. And then, of course, the final point, the deal was done in a handshake. And my boot campers know where I'm going with this. Friends, if you're not signing a group agreement letter, you're making a big mistake. I love you, but I need to make sure you understand you're leaving yourself exposed to big risk and uncertainty. And you will stay up at night until the project is complete, because you don't know if they're going to do what they promised to do over a handshake. And frankly, any group leader worth their salt is going to want to see it in writing what you're going to do too. And remember, the biggest secret to success about getting a group agreement letter signed is that it is written. Let me see, Scott, you probably know this. Hans, you probably know this. All my friends who've been at boot camp, you know the answer. It is written collaboratively. Now, you know what needs to go in. You know the ingredients. But you want them to feel like they have a part in writing the agreement. Because, hey, listen, please sign. Let's sign this together, because I want you to know what I'm going to do for you, and I want to know what you're going to do to make the group a success. So we're both synchronized. It's about synchronicity, right? It's about synchronicity. All right, so I hope that helps you, like a little bit of a wake-up call of the 6 most popular reasons why group leaders are failing. Right there, especially number 6. I have one more. This is, now pull up a chair. I hope you really like this a lot. I've been doing a tour for Travel Leaders Network, their sales expo. I have one more to go in Seattle on December 4th. Anybody online right now in the Seattle area? Anybody coming to see me there? And I create. They hire me almost every year to do these expos. And the concept is about building business for 2020, which might be a soft year. You might have business fall off the books. I talked about this in a few of the other power hours. I gave you some slides too of who your clients are, who you should be concerned most about, and some things you can be doing right now to make sure 2020 does not contract. It's not weak for you. But I'm going to give you, I hope, a $1 million solution to getting back in touch, to rejuvenating, to re-engaging communications with your unclients. What's an unclient? An unclient is somebody who's already booked with you. They're paid. They're back from the trip, and they're not talking about another trip with you right now, which means you're fired. You're fired till you're rehired. Just like me as a speaker, I get off stage. They pay me. I'm done. I'm fired till they rehire me. Well, friends, you're fired till you're rehired. So they're unclients, but they're your most valuable asset, because they know you, they love you. You can also ask this question to prospects, people how many people right now are you working with right now that haven't committed, that haven't bought? You're in the proposal stage, the presentation stage, the research phase, but they're hot to trot. You're rocking and rolling. You're praying, you're hoping it's going to happen. You're working hard to get the money, to get it booked, so you can move them into that booked bucket. Then they become clients. Right now, they're not. They're prospects. They're just a prospect. So you can also ask this question to the other bucket of people, everyone else, whether they know you or not. Here we go. Write this down. I think you're going to like this a lot. The one question poll. Here's what you're going to ask. Where are you going next year? That's the question. And there's 3 possible answers. Where are you going next year? Answer number 1 is nowhere. We're staying home in 2020. And what you're going to do with these people, you're going to say, terrific. Well, is there anything I can keep an eye out for 2021? Perhaps you have a big dream of a big trip in 2021. If you tell me what you're looking at, I'll keep an eye open for opportunities. Answer number 2 could be somewhere, but we haven't decided yet. Now, doesn't that excite you? They're going somewhere. They haven't picked, haven't booked. There's a golden opportunity saying, oh, what's on your mind? What are you thinking? Maybe I can help. I can tell you what's going on out there. I can tell you some trends. And here's the 3rd possible answer. You probably know what this answer is, because the one question poll, it's either nowhere, somewhere, or here. Now, how bad are you going to feel, friends, if one of your clients, really your unclients, right, or prospect or whatever, says, oh, we're going here. We're going cruising, river cruising, touring, motor coach touring, on safari, right? With Antaba Tours, of course, my favorite, and yours. And if they've already, well, hang on. What if they haven't booked it, right? I know that's what you're thinking. So they could say, oh, we're going to go on a cruise. We're going to go into, say, oh, are you booked yet? Do you have the details? Is it a lock? They might say, yes, it's a done deal. And you're going to say, wonderful, that's fantastic. Don't give them guilt that they didn't book with you, because maybe they didn't know you sell this stuff. Sometimes it's usually the agent's fault, not the client's fault. Or maybe they know where they want to go, but they haven't booked it. So I hope you can put the one question poll to work for you to build 2020 sales. I hope those 6 reasons why group leaders have failed you have helped. And I started off telling you a little bit about what I learned about, trusting someone to captain your boat. Are you earning that level of trust and respect? I'm going to shut the screen off here so that they trust you to come back and book time and time again. And I think the screen is off, right? We're good? All right. So I want to check real quick the questions here. Let me think here. Jay, let's see. Here we go. All right. We got a lot of stuff coming in. Hold on, everybody. Here we go. And then I'm going to get to what I have in this paper here. Nancy said, hey, Stuart, good news about group launch sequence. I just launched my 2nd Women Walking and Wine Tour, this time to Catalonia. At the Catalonia region, hold on, of Spain. 9 women have already signed up on the short list. Max is 12. Only 2 spots left, and I don't even have a rate yet. Group launch sequence works. There you go, friends. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing that. It's a success story. Remember, in my boot, and my boot campers know this, you want to do the marketing before you open up for sale. You want to get them lined up outside the door before you open up the sale, before you even reveal the pricing. Most agents in the whole travel distribution community do it backwards, because that's the way we've been taught. You rush, you put the prices out, then you do the marketing. And I'm here to tell you, unless the affinity is incredibly strong and unless you've done it before, then you can have success. Otherwise, you probably won't have success. You're going to be struggling to fill that group because you have the rates already out there, and they may not give you the time of day. They may not give you the time of day for you to explain, well, hang on, don't just look at the number. Let me tell you what's included, because, of course, it's going to be a package. Congratulations, Nancy. That's great success, and I appreciate you sharing that. Scott says, I'm putting together guidelines for groups with the group viability test. Do you recommend doing a checklist together? We also have been doing some customized contracts. Do you recommend doing a template contract to make it easier? So to answer question B, yes, I do recommend you have a template. Everyone, I see at bootcamp a lot, and in the Group Sales Success Summit, does anybody have a group agreement that they could share something? And sometimes they share, sometimes they don't. Now, in bootcamp, I give you a general outline. There's 6 general categories of a group agreement letter, not a contract, a group agreement letter that you want to make sure you fulfill. But I think, Scott, and all of you, that the biggest struggle you're going to have, friends, is writing your first one. Once you write your first one, let that be the template. Get smarter and smarter with each group you do, so you know what you need to include, exclude, what you need to enhance, so forth and so on. Now, your first comment about the group viability test, and friends, if you don't know what that is, that's sort of a 10-point checklist to make sure that the group is going to be a success. So I shared with you before reasons why group leaders fail you. Okay, and one of the 10 checklist points on my group viability test is the group leader a winner or a loser? Not personally, but professionally. So I definitely do the checklist, friends. When you're going through my group viability test, when it comes to the group leaders viability, then what you want to do is switch gears, Scott, and you want to go to my group leader test. And you can use those 6 points I just gave you, friends. Those 6 points, those exact 6 points, to help you know before you go. Thank you, Scott, for that. Let me see. Dawn, let's see. Elise. Okay, Elise asks, and I'm going to hit these questions here, friends. What other incentives can we give group leaders? And Elise, it's good to have you here. Thank you. That's a great question. Now, you know, my first and simplest answer is you want them to tell you what they want. Because sometimes when we're quick to make an offer, they might accept it and say, oh, that's great. Thanks for the freebie, or thanks for the dinner, or thanks for this. And then they'll tell you what they really want. And the problem is you've already promised them this, so you're already in the hole. You've already made a commitment to give them something that they said, oh, that's nice, thanks, but here's what I really want. So my most important answer to you and everybody, Elise, is that before you make suggestions, you ask them. Now, I know what you're thinking and saying, everybody. You're like, there's some group leaders who they've done it before. They're super savvy. Other travel agents have ruined it, spoiled it by revealing their group contract, revealing how they earn their TCs, revealing gap points. And that's none of the consumer's business. So if you get a consumer that knows too much, that's way too savvy, it's nothing you could do. I mean, they already know those things, but you can't deny those things are available, but you never reveal it. You never tell them the truth. You say, listen, I've got that. That's my business, not yours. However, I negotiate for all that stuff to make this a winning trip. So tell me, what do you need? What do you want? How do we make this a success so you walk away feeling we both had a winning group? And at least if they say, I don't know what I want, what have you got? Well, then I would start, listen, friends, I would start off offering something that the entire group can enjoy versus making it just for the group leader. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be nice to surprise the whole group with a little party, to surprise the whole group with shirts, or with a dinner in a specialty restaurant, or a group excursion? But you don't say anything about that. You just tell the group leader, say, hey, listen, what if we did something for the whole group? But we keep it a secret. We keep it a secret. Say, listen, I'll tell you what, and this is your group leader. You're talking to your group leader, Elise. You say, okay, we've got 24 people, and that's the perfect number to do this excursion that you told me everybody really wants to do. Well, what if we can make that the gift? So tell you what, if we hit 24, then do you think it would be nice if we hit 24, I'll work it out that we could comp it for everybody? Would that be a nice surprise? Right? So instead of giving the gift just to one person, which could be a selfish, hopefully the group leader will be selfless and say, yeah, I don't need anything from me, right, Elise? I want everybody in my group to appreciate it and cherish it and love it and have this wonderful surprise. So that's what I would do. I would during your qualification process, Elise, I would learn to see what this group, what they love doing. Maybe they're foodies, and maybe, on one of the islands in Jamaica, there's an opportunity. I can bring everybody to a restaurant, and that chef will come do a cooking demonstration of local Jamaican food. Get creative like that. So you negotiate the price, but you only give it if they hit certain numbers. So it's a selfless incentive versus selfish. At least I hope that helps. I hope that helps. And let me see, was there anything else? Scott. Yeah. Oh no, Scott, we took you. We got you there, friends. If I missed you, type in your thing here so I don't forget. I don't forget. Lisa, thanks, Stuart. That was helpful. Good deal. Good deal. Let's keep that conversation going. Hey, a couple of quick things, and then I've got a thing from Martha here and a thing from Julie. The next Power Hour I just posted is going to be Thursday, December 5th. So for my boot campers, please sign up for it. I'm going to put the link in our Facebook group, but it's already in boot camp. Thursday, December 5th. And you might have seen me and Mike Marshev talking about this mastermind retreat we're putting together. And we're soliciting feedback right now to see what the interest level is, because we've had interest for many years, but I think we're finally going to do it. And this catamaran cruise, we call it our board of directors meeting. We definitely had some brainstorming sessions, but we'd love to hear from you. And we're on Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to reveal our findings, because we sent out a big survey. Well, Mike sent out a big survey to see what's needed out there. What's important enough to get you to come to a mastermind retreat? What topics, what issues do you need to know, do you need to hear? So if you want more information about that, shoot me an email, post it on Facebook, give me a call, and I'll send you invitations so you can hear the results of that survey on Thursday. Okay, get this. Now, I don't know if some of you, speaking of Mike, had attended the session that Mike sat in the chair for me. He hosted a power hour, but check this out. This is from Martha. Stuart, I've been replaying Mike's presentation a couple of weeks ago in my head. The one point that keeps me wondering was when he was sharing on how to Google associations in the area. You know, you go to Google and you'd be shocked and surprised to learn about the various organizations in your area that you may not have never known existed, because maybe you didn't know they were there and you would have no reason to join them. Sometimes we're so focused on only travel organizations. What about other groups? There's so many groups. I do this here in Memphis. It fascinates me, and I sometimes go to their luncheons if I'm allowed to. And then she said, then she'd contact them and offer to do a quick 20-minute information presentation. This was Mike's suggestion on a travel topic at the next meeting. He shared to first contact via email, then follow up with a call, and then a couple of postcard mailings to keep you in front of them. As I thought about it, your training, she's talking to me, has always been never to approach via email and always a call. Should I just call and posture up, or try email first, or do just what feels comfortable to me? So Martha, this is a great question. And my answer is yes. Yes to all of the above. Do you imagine there's somebody at an organization that you want to meet, they don't know who you are, and you really don't know who they are. Now, of course, you can go the 15-minute meeting route, which I've talked about before, not going to talk about today. But imagine coordinating an effort so you don't just reach them by email. You don't just call them on the phone and leave a voicemail. Maybe you'd be lucky enough to get them, or they don't just get a postcard. So I would do it all, Martha, and everybody. Here's what I would do. I would say, where's my postcards? You know, if you don't have a custom postcard of your own, make one up. For crying out loud, it's cheap. Put a beautiful picture on it, make it oversized so it sticks out. I mean, nobody uses mail anymore. Here's what I would do. I would first send the postcard, because almost always they're going to get that, right? Say, hey, Bob, I'm going to be reaching out to you soon. I wonder if you might have interest in an information presentation that I've been doing to organizations around town. I'm happy to do it for yours. Don't give it all away. So I probably misspoke here, but just say, hey, anticipate a call from me. Just make sure you're not making it too salesy, because you don't want them to be afraid that you're going to be selling something. Now make sure you also tell them why you're reaching out to them. Hey, you're a local business owner too, or hey, my friend is a member of your organization, or hey, we live in the same town, we might be neighbors, and I'm going to be reaching out to you by phone shortly. And you can send that email also saying, hey, Bob, was it Bob? Hey, Bob, I'm just following up on that postcard I sent. Can we set a time to chat? I just need 10 minutes to tell you about this. I'm a travel expert in this particular area, and I know you have regular meetings. I just want to shoot something by. I have an idea. And then follow up with a call. If they don't answer the email, call anyway. So you're hitting them 3 times, by mail, by phone, and by email. I think doing just 1 is not enough. Doing 2 is good. Doing 3 is great, is better. You're hitting them from all 3 sides. and you're showing them you have real interest. Just please, friends, don't make it too salesy, because if it's too salesy, then they're going to say, don't call. They're not going to pick up the phone, or not interested. In other words, don't give them a reason to shut you down. Don't give them a reason to say no until you have the opportunity to have the call. Say, hey, at least get on the phone and say, what do you feature at your meetings? Because I'm a travel expert, and I don't know, maybe there's something I can offer to help you with. I'm in the neighborhood too. So you and some of the members of the organization, you're my neighbors. I live down the block. I work at my office is in my home. It'd be fun. What do you think? But save that for the phone call where you can have a back and forth. So in that postcard, in the postcard and in that email, don't give too much away. Don't give them a chance to say no. Does that make sense? I hope that helps. Let me check the board, see if anybody has a comment here. Kyle, hey Kyle, welcome. If you meet them at the meeting, I suggest you add your professional photo to the postcard. Yeah, it's a great idea. This postcard, friends, if you're going to make a postcard up, and I don't know if you can do a print on demand or just print up 50 or 100 or whatever, make it of you, on that trip or someplace exotic, a really cool, fun, colorful picture to show you, maybe with a group, I don't know. But that's a great idea, because if they see the picture of you, it kind of softens it too. Well, this is what the person looks like. Oh, very nice, dressed well, looking sharp. A lot of real estate agents, right? They put their picture on the card. Some travel professionals do. I think it's a winner. I think you should definitely do that. Definitely. I appreciate that, Kyle. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I have a question for you. This is from Julie. Julie had posted this in our group sales bootcamp, and it didn't get any responses. So I want to solicit your thoughts right now, and I want to contribute too. Julie says, has anyone put together a group cruise that included instructors that you had to bring on board? So I want to put that question out there. I want to give you a chance to type in and just at least tell me yes, or and then I don't know if you want to put your mic on or tell me what it was. But I really want to help Julie out here, because these kinds of trips take place all the time. When we say instructors, I know Danny, I don't know if Danny's on right now, but Danny works on photography instruction, those instructors. There's a teacher for everything. There's, of everything. You can hire coaches, you can hire people who, that's what they do, is they teach. And maybe they come to people's homes one-on-one, or maybe you go to their office, their shop. Maybe they teach in a group setting, a classroom setting. Maybe they teach at universities. They're adjunct professors. There's so many instructors out there in so many different areas. I hope you can stay within your niche. Wouldn't that be nice? You stay within, you have a personal connection. You have a personal passion. And the question is, how does it work? And it's hard to give you one set answer, Julie, because if the instructor is already in business, they have a giant list of people who have attended classes in the past. They have, just like you have a guest list, an unclient list. Maybe they're going to do something special. It's advanced. Hey, you've been in my class before. You've received this instruction. Well, here is the advanced class, or here is a new group of modules I've created. Come with me, and here's why I want you to travel with me, so we can do it on this ship, so we can do it at this hotel, so we can do it on this tour. Now, obviously, there's got to be a reason compelling people to want to travel with this instructor, because there's going to be a lot more interaction. So I bring it to those of you who come to the Nexion group summits. You want to be there with the instructor. That's a group, right? Mike and I are going to do this mastermind retreat, mastermind sales retreat. Why would you want to go on that? Well, because Mike's there, Stuart's there. If there's a chef that wants to do cooking classes, why would you want to go there? Well, I want access. I don't want to be 2 feet away from the guy, from the gal who's teaching. I want to meet them. I want to ask them questions. People like that level of intimacy with the instructor. And friends, at the end of the day, Julie, the instructor has to have skin in the game, because if you are promoting the class, the event, but they're the ones with the expertise in the file. They know how to market their own business. You don't know how to market their business, right? You know how to market travel. You don't know how to market their photography school. You don't know how to market their chef school, or their knitting or crocheting, or their bridge, whatever it is, or their birding, their bicycling. What if that's not your game, and you don't have a following? They do. So again, we come all the way back to that group leader. Is this group leader instructor or not? They're the group leader. Are they going to do the promotions? Are they going to get the word out? Are they going to do the group launch sequence, do information presentation series, because they know who is interested. You don't know where their target market is. You can't pretend. You can't be spending crazy money on advertising to chase them down, to find out where they hang out. The instructor knows. So Julie, I don't know if you're on right now. I didn't check before. Julie, you might be on. Yeah, you are here. Julie, tell me, am I on? Yeah, Julie's here. Thank you, Stuart. These are jewelry making instructors, nationally known. Okay, friends. So it looks like nobody else in this group right now has said, yes, I have done an instructor-led group. So the group leader is an instructor, is a teacher. Okay, so here's an opportunity for us, Julie, and everybody, to learn something new, to pioneer something that nobody in this little group right here, okay, or big group, has done yet. I think this is a gold mine of group opportunities, especially, if it's in your niche, it's in your sweet spot. You love it, you understand it, you're going to sit in those meetings too when that instructor's teaching. Number two, if you find that instructor, that group leader who's got a great following, a lot of respect, and wants to build their business and is excited by the idea, listen to me, is excited by the idea of going on location, going away to learn. What if there's a coach in your area, somebody who teaches writing? Okay, they teach how to write a book. They teach how to write blogs. And the best thing to do, because it's so intensive, you want to let's just get out of town for 3 days. Let's get out of town for a week. And the instructor is going to go through all their modules, and they're going to have a role playing, and they're going to have test short essay writing contests, So the event is very exciting, and we're going to visit Jamaica. We're going to visit Coco Key. We're going to visit Tortola also. So it's a learning experience and fun. Now, you know about CEUs and CMEs, right? Now, my wife, Kimberly, who you saw a picture of before, she's a board-certified cardiovascular nurse practitioner. So naturally, she needs to get her CMUs or CMEs, whatever, I don't remember, every year. Well, these companies that run these events, they offer Hawaii, they offer cruises, they offer Chicago, Vegas, Arizona. They offer sexy places. You see what I'm saying? So Kimberly doesn't choose. Normally, those events don't take place here in Memphis. You get on a plane and you go because it's fun. It's an excuse to leave town and to go learn in an away environment and have fun too. So friends, if you're still searching for a niche, if you don't know how to grow your group business, what a gloriously fabulous idea to go after instructors to help, because what you're doing is you're solving their problem. They want to build their business and have fun too. They're going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to take care of all the travel details. They don't need to be the travel expert, and you don't need to be the writing expert or whatever it is they're teaching. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? Let me check the boards. Let me see what we got coming in here. Nancy said, not an official instructor, but my group leader, Bill, has hiked 5 of the highest 7 summits and is escorting the group to climb Kilimanjaro. He is offering training hikes for those participants that are in Maine. That's great. Nancy's friend is Bill And Bill's got a skill set, experiences that almost, very few people have. And Nancy's going to partner with him to do training, right? You're going to partner with him to do training hikes for those participants that are in Maine. So think way outside the box, friends. It doesn't have to be on a ship or at a resort necessarily. It could be someplace in the U.S. You may go to a destination that makes a lot of sense. Like if you want to learn boating, it's a boating instructor, I don't know, or sailing, learn sailing. Well, why would you go on a big cruise ship if you're going to learn sailing? You want to go perhaps to the moorings, right? In Tortola, we're going to make a trip down there, and we're going to get lessons. We're going to learn. We're going to go out on a boat. We're going to stay at this hotel, and we're going to do one trip. Maybe we're going to go to see what's nearby. Cooper Island, Norman Island is close. We'll go someplace into Bike Bay, and wow, you want a captain, you want to learn how to sail, come on down to Tortola. We're going to do a couple of day trips, whatever, and we'll teach you, and you'll have hands-on experience, whether it's biking or birding or yoga or Pilates, whatever it is, hands-on in that destination. And what can you do, hopefully, in a destination that makes it that much more compelling to want to go and participate, right? All right, listen, we got 3 minutes left, friends, 3 minutes left. Ruth said, got to go. Great session. Thanks. You bet, Ruth. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. All right, we're doing the official countdown now. Official countdown. Don't go. Don't leave, because I want to make sure I wish you all a very healthy, happy, joyous, warm, loving, nourishing, delicious Thanksgiving. That's very important. So before you go, from me to you all, I'm grateful you're here. You gave me this time. And I love getting your emails and your feedback, what you want to hear more of and less of. So every time we meet, next time, December 5th, that's the day I get back from Seattle, from my gig in Seattle. We're going to meet again for another Power Hour. How can I help you to build your business? How can I help you be more efficient? How can I help you make more money? And most importantly, how can I help you to please more people so that people trust you, know you? You're their captain. You're their trusted captain. So they call you, hey, listen, take care of this trip. We're going next year. Put all the details together. Remember that one question poll. What was that one question poll? Where are you going next year? Where are you going next year? Ask everybody you know and give them 3 possible responses. Nowhere, staying home. Or 2, somewhere, we haven't decided where yet. Or 3, here. There's only 3 possible answers, right? And it could be a golden opportunity for you to reconnect, re-engage, build business for 2021 and beyond. All right, let's see. Kay said, thanks, enjoyed it. You bet, Kay, thanks for being here. Kyle said, same to you. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Kel. We're heading to the lake. We're going to do a big lake. Got a lot of people coming, 9 people coming. Very excited. Sharon's in the house. Thanks for blessing me with this discussion, Sharon. Thank you for blessing me with your presence. And I mean that sincerely from the heart, because if nobody showed up to these things, I'd be talking to myself. And I love doing this, and I sincerely want to help, just like you, Sharon, just like you really, really want to help your people out there so that they don't miss a thing when they go on vacation. That's your role. Make sure they don't miss a thing. So they come back saying, wow, thanks for you. Thanks for being my blessing, so that me and the family, we had a trip that was unbelievable, second to none. We'll always remember. Nancy said, thanks. I'll be in Tennessee for Thanksgiving, other side of the state. Someday I'll be thankful to meet you in person. Nancy, one of these days, I hope so. I promise you, I'm going to do an event here in Memphis. It's going to be a group event. I'm going to do it. So you guys hold me accountable so we can all meet and get together. All right, this is the 10-second countdown, friends. The 10-second countdown. Any last final comments before I let you go, before class is dismissed? Well, I'm glad you're here, and we'll see you again on December 5th. Let's communicate in the Facebook group, and go help some people. Go help some people so they don't make nasty mistakes.